I've been driving for almost 12 hours straight when my rig finally gives up on me. It starts with a shudder, a cough in the engine, then the dashboard lights flicker. By the time I realize what's happening, the whole truck lurches forward and dies right there on the road. No warning, no chance to pull over properly. Just dead weight in the middle of a two-lane highway, cutting through the Appalachian wilderness. I swear under my breath and flip on my hazards, but when I reach for my phone, there's no signal. Huh, of course. I climb down from the cab, stretching out the stiffness in my legs. The air's thick with the smell of pine and damp earth. It's too quiet out here. No cars, no birds, not even a wind. Just the heavy silence of the deep woods. I check under the hood, but I already know this isn't something I can fix myself. Alternator failure maybe. Either way, I'm screwed. I grab my flashlight from the cab and start walking. There was a gas station about 10 miles back, but I remember seeing a turnoff ahead. A small sign for some town I've never heard of. Might as well try my luck there. I walk for maybe 20 minutes before the trees break, revealing a wooden sign. Welcome to Coldwater, West Virginia. Population 872. The road curves down into a valley, and there it is, Coldwater. A tiny town tucked between the hills, barely more than a few streets and a cluster of old buildings, the kind of place that time forgot. As I get closer, I spot a single gas station, a diner, a bar, and a rundown motel. There's a police station, too. A squat brick building with a few squad cars parked outside. The gas station is dark, closed. The diner, too. The whole town feels still, like a movie set after the cameras stop rolling. I head for the bar. It's the only place with the lights on. The inside is exactly what I expected. Dimly lit, smelling of cigarettes, smoke, and old beer. A few locals sit hunched at the bar, all of them stopping their conversations the second I walk in. A bartender, mid-50s, gray-stubbled face, nods at me. Can I help you? Yeah, truck broke down a few ways back. Know if there's a tow service around here? He wipes his hand on a rag, considering. Not at this hour. I check my watch. It's 9:47 p.m. I force a polite smile. You got a payphone? The bartender shakes his head. Phone's out. Out? Storm took down the lines last week, he says casually. Whole town's out till they fix it. I glance around. The locals are still watching me. Too much interest in a random trucker with a busted rig. Something's off. A man at the end of the bar speaks up. I could give you a ride. I turn. He's wearing a police uniform. A tall, broad-shouldered guy with a thick mustache and a sharp, appraising look. The badge on his chest reads, Sheriff Galloway. Got a station not far from here, Galloway says. Got a mechanic on call? Everything in my gut tells me to say no, but I didn't have a choice. I nod. Appreciate it. The ride starts off quiet. I sit in the passenger seat of his squad car, watching as we drive away from town instead of toward it. Where's the gas station? I ask. Not far, Galloway says. But we're headed into the woods now, the road getting rougher. The headlights carve through the dark, illuminating nothing but trees. My muscles tighten. Something is wrong. Then I notice his hand resting near his holster, and before I could react, everything goes black. I wake up to the sound of a siren. It's distant, echoing through the trees. My head is pounding. My wrists burn. My clothes are damp with cold earth. I try to move, but my arms are tied behind my back with plastic zip ties. The realization slams into me like a freight train. I'm not in the cop car anymore. I'm in the woods, alone. A loudspeaker crackles to life in the distance. A distorted voice says, Run. And then, gunshots. I don't even move. I just stay low, pressing my body into the dirt, forcing myself to breathe slow. My head is still swimming from whatever Galloway drugged me with, but my instincts kicking fast. Assess, locate, escape. I'm deep in the woods. The trees are thick, gnarled roots twisting through the damp soil. The air smells like pine and rot. No roads, no lights, no signs of civilization. Somewhere in the distance, that siren keeps wailing. Long, stretched-out notes that sound almost ceremonial. Then, the gunfire starts again. 3 shots. Close. A voice yells, Got one! Shit. I roll onto my side and strain against the zip ties. Too tight. No give. My wrists are already slick with blood. I need something sharp. A rock. A jagged root. Anything. I start crawling, keeping my head low. My ears are tuned for movement. I start crawling, keeping my head low. My ears tuned for movement. Then, I hear it. Panting. Not mine. Someone else. Close. A figure stumbles into view. A man, maybe early 20s, wild-eyed and gasping. His face is streaked with dirt and sweat, his shirt torn open. His hands are tied behind his back just like mine. He doesn't see me at first. He's too busy running. And then, a flashlight beam slices through the trees behind him. A voice. "He's heading south! Cut him off!" More gunfire. Screams. The kid makes it 2 more steps before he drops. I freeze. The flashlight beam sweeps over his body. I see movement in the darkness. 2 figures. Men. Armed. They just stand over him. One of them nudging his limp form with a boot. "Still breathing," one mutters. "Bag him." I watch as they pull a black hood over his head, lift him like a sack of meat, and then drag him off into the trees. My stomach turns. This isn't just hunting. This is something worse. I keep moving. I don't even know where I'm going, only that I need to get these zip ties off and disappear. I crawl through the undergrowth, chest scraping the ground, feeling every sharp rock and broken branch dig into my skin. Then, salvation. A jagged chunk of metal wedged between 2 roots, rusted, but sharp enough. I twist my body, aligning my wrists with the edge, and start sawing. The plastic bites into my skin, but I don't stop. Pain is better than hopelessness. Footsteps crunch through the leaves. They're getting closer. I grit my teeth, press harder. The ties snap. Freedom. I grab the metal shard and push myself up against a tree, forcing myself to stay quiet. 2 figures pass less than 10 feet away. Cops. Not uniformed like Galloway, but tactical. Black combat vests, rifles slung over their shoulders. Their faces are masked, but their voices are calm. Like this is just another night on the job. "You see where that trucker went?" one asks. "Nah, he's a tough one, though. Got good odds on him." "Yeah? Who's the high bet?" "McMurray put $5,000 on the girl." The other one laughs. "Dumbass. Women never last." They disappear into the trees. I stay frozen, my mind catching up to what I just heard. They're betting on us. I start moving again, faster now. I don't know how many of us are out there, but I need numbers. If I find someone still breathing, I might stand a chance. The woods thin out into a clearing. There's something in the center, a wooden post about 6 feet high. Something's nailed to it. I get closer. It's a sign, crudely painted, words slashed across in thick red strokes. "Rules of the hunt," I read, heart hammering. Rule number 1, no leaving the hunting grounds. Rule number 2, no weapons for the prey. Rule number 3, no outside help. Rule number 4, survive until dawn to win your freedom. At the bottom, one final line. No one has ever won. I hear someone running. I turn just in time to see a girl sprinting toward me. Mid-20s, blonde hair tangled with leaves, blood smeared across her face. She sees me, panic flashing in her eyes. And behind her, movement in the trees. A hunter. I act without thinking. As soon as she reaches me, I grab her and pull us both down into the dirt, covering her mouth just as the flashlight beam sweeps past us. The hunter moves closer. My grip tightens on the metal shard. If they see us, I'll kill them. The beam lingers, then moves on. The second it's safe, the girl shoves me off and glares. "Who the hell are you?" she hisses. I exhale. "The guy who just saved your ass." She doesn't relax. "You one of them?" I shake my head. "Truck driver. Got caught same as you." Her breathing slows. She wipes blood from her face. "This is my second time. They don't just hunt us," she whispers. "They bring us back." She's still breathing hard, eyes darting between the trees like she expects something to come lunging out of the dark. I keep my voice low. "What do you mean, second time?" She swallows, glancing down at the dirt. "I survived." "Survived what?" "The game. I made it to dawn." I stare at her. "But the sign said..." She laughs, but there's no humor in it. "Yeah, no one wins." I don't push her. Not yet. We don't have time for breakdowns. We need to move. "Come on," I say, gripping the rusty metal shard like a knife. "If we sit here, we're dead." She hesitates, then follows. We move fast through the trees, keeping low. The forest is dense, but something's off about it. The more we walk, the more I notice. Trails carved through the undergrowth, brush cleared out in places. This place is built for 'em, I mutter. She nods. They know every inch of it. I keep my eyes on the trees, my mind working through the possibilities. We can't outrun 'em, not in a place they control. But if we can even the playing field. I stop suddenly. You said you survived. How? She hesitates. I hid, waited it out. And then, they found me at sunrise. She grips her arms like she's cold. Dragged me back. My stomach knots. She wasn't let go. She was taken. Before I could say anything else, a voice crackles over a radio. Hey, asshole. We know you're close. We both freeze. A flashlight beam sweeps through the trees. We drop to the ground, pressing into the dirt as the hunter steps closer. I can hear his boots crunching leaves, hear the click of his rifle's safety going off. And this is it. We either fight or we die. I tighten my grip on the metal shard and glance at the girl. She's staring at me, waiting for a signal. Now, I push up fast, lunging at the guy before he can react. His rifle starts to swing toward me, but I grab the barrel with one hand and drive the metal shard into his throat with the other. The sound he makes is horrible. A wet, gurgling gasp as blood sprays across my arm. I rip the shard free, and he drops. Silence. I'm breathing hard, staring down at the body. Blood seeps into the dirt beneath him. The girl looks just as stunned as I feel. Jesus. I kneel, stripping him of his gear. The rifle is a Daniel Defense M4, silencer attached. He's got a Glock on his hip too. I take both. Then I grab his radio and flick it on. Lost contact with Walker, a voice says. Might be dead. A long pause. Then, laughter. Told you the trucker was a tough one. Yeah, let's make it fun then. Another pauses. Then a siren wails through the woods again. Louder this time. Closer. They're sending more, the girl whispers. I nod. They're making sure this doesn't end quickly. I look at the rifle in my hands, then at the cameras mounted on the trees. The ones I didn't notice until now. They're watching, I say. Betting on us. The girl nods. Every kill, every chase. They film it all. I stare at the camera, my mind racing. Then, I make a decision. I step forward, look right into the lens, and hold up the hunter's bloody radio. Then, I press the button. Come and get me. The response comes over the radio almost immediately. Ooh, this one's got some fight in him. Good. Let's see how long he lasts. Then, a click. The radio goes dead. I stare at it for a second, then toss it onto the dead hunter's chest. If they're coming, I need to be ready. The girl grips my arm. You just called them right to us. That's the point. We move fast. I keep the rifle up and ready, swooping through the woods, but the girl keeps looking at me like I've lost my damn mind. You don't get it, she says. You can't beat them. They have guns, I cut in. Gear? Numbers? I shake my head. Doesn't mean shit. She gives me a skeptical look. You sound real confident for someone who just figured out they're in a death game. I glance at her. I've been in worse. She hesitates. Then, for the first time, I see something new in her expression. Hope. But it's quickly replaced by something else. Fear. They don't let you leave, she whispers. A twig snaps in the distance. We both drop instantly, flattening against the dirt. I scan the trees, rifle ready, waiting. And then I hear it. Footsteps. Not one pair. Multiple. A voice, low and sharp. Fan out. Cut off the creek. I pull the girl close. How many? She closes her eyes, listening. 3, maybe 4. I nod, grip tightening on the rifle. I can work with that. We move low, cutting across a ridge. The goal is simple. Separate one from the group, take them out fast. Then, we see the first one. He's not like the others. Bigger, better gear. A headset instead of a radio. That rifle in his hands isn't some backwoods hunting piece. It's military. And then I see the patch on his vest. Coldwater Police Department. So it's not just dirty cops. They've got SWAT. The girl tenses. I don't need to ask why. She's seen these guys before. I nod toward his flank. You circle around, draw him in. I'll handle the rest. She hesitates. And if he doesn't take the bait? I slide the Glock from my waistband. Then I shoot him. It works. The girl stumbles out of the trees, making noise on purpose. The guy reacts instantly, swinging his rifle toward her. But he makes one mistake. He follows her with his eyes, doesn't check his surroundings, which means he doesn't see me until it's too late. I hit him hard from the side, driving my shoulder into his ribs. He stumbles off balance, and I use the opening to slam his head into a tree. Crack. He goes down. Before he can recover, I drive my knee into his back, forcing the Glock under his chin. "Where are the others?" I growl. Blood trickles from his nose. He spits it at my feet. "Doesn't matter. You're dead already." I press the barrel tighter against his throat. "You bet on me, right?" I ask. He goes still. I grin. "Who's winning now?" Then I pull the trigger. We take everything he had. His rifle, his vest, his earpiece. That's when I hear a voice coming through the headset. "Unit 2, report." Silence. Then another voice. "Think he's dead?" A pause. "Move in, all units." I grip the radio, heart hammering. They're closing in. The girl grabs my arm. "We have to go." But I didn't move. I stare at the patch on the dead guy's vest, the Coldwater PD insignia. I should have realized it sooner. This isn't just a hunting game. This whole town, the cops, the bar, the friendly locals, they're all in on it. And if that's true, then I was never supposed to leave. We run, not away, toward him. I'm done hiding, done running. I've got 2 rifles, a Glock, and a stolen tactical vest. The girl keeps close behind me, gripping a knife she pulled off the dead SWAT guy. We cut through the woods, moving toward the only real structure I've seen since this nightmare started. A cabin near the hunting grounds, the control center. I don't even know how many men are left. 5? 10? More? Doesn't matter. They're expecting prey. I'm done being prey. The cabin is small, built like an old ranger station. Lights glow from the windows. A satellite dish juts from the roof. Bingo. The hunter's command center. The girl crouches beside me. "There's always at least 3 inside," she whispers. I nod, then move fast, barreling through the front door before they can even react. 3 shots. 3 bodies drop. The inside is worse than I expected. Monitors. At least a dozen, all showing 5 feeds from cameras hidden throughout the forest. On one screen, I see a man still running, lost in the woods. On another, a group of armed men sweeping the trees. Then I see something that makes my stomach turn. A holding cell. Inside, at least 5 people. Not dead. Waiting. The girl sees it too. Her hands shake. They don't just hunt us. They keep us. I grab the radio from a den hunter's vest and flick it on. "I know where you are," I say. "And I'm coming." Silence. Then, laughter. A familiar voice. Sheriff Galloway. "That's cute, Trucker. But let's be honest." A pause. "You're not leaving Coldwater." The girl looks at me. "We need to go. Now." But I stare at the monitors, at the cameras, at the people locked up, waiting to die, and I make a decision. I grab a can of gasoline from the corner and start pouring. The girl's eyes go wide. "What are you doing?" "Ending this shit." I grab a flare gun from the wall, then pull the trigger. The whole cabin goes up. Flames roar through the room, licking at the monitors. Burning years of footage, every hunt, every victim, every bet they placed on a human life. The girl coughs, covering her mouth as smoke thickens. "This won't stop them," she says. "They'll just rebuild." I grip the rifle tighter. "Not if we kill every last one of them." We charge into the woods, heading toward the last place I saw movement on the monitors. The final standoff. I see them before they see me. 4 men, well armed, laughing. They're not laughing when I open fire. I cut down 2 immediately. The third tries to run. I put a bullet through his spine. Only one left. Sheriff Galloway. He stands there, rifle at his side, smirking. "Damn, son," he says. "Didn't think you had it in you." I step closer, rifle raised. "You lose." Do I? Then I hear it. Click. I freeze. Not from him. From behind me. A voice. The girl's voice. "Drop it." I turn, slow. She's holding the Glock I gave her, aimed right at my head. Galloway just grins. She gets it, he says. She knows. My mouth goes dry. What the hell are you doing? Her hands shake, but her aim doesn't drop. You don't understand. I shake my head. I do. My stomach drops as I piece it together. She was never supposed to be a victim. She survived before because they let her. And now, she's making sure I don't. Galloway stepped forward, laughing. Some people don't get a choice, trucker. But some, he gestures at the girl. Some get offered one. She closes her eyes, takes a breath. I tense. Then, bang! Galloway staggers. His smirk vanishes as a bullet tears through his chest. Galloway gurgles, stumbling back. He falls, bleeding out on the dirt. The girl looks at me, eyes wide. Go! I hesitate. Come with me. She shakes her head. I can't. The sirens are getting louder. More are coming. I don't have a choice. I run. I make it to the main road just as the sun rises. A car approaches. A logging truck. I step into the road, waving my arms. The driver slams the brakes. He leans out the window, confused. You okay? I open my mouth, but nothing comes out. I look back at the burning forest behind me. The town beyond it. Coldwater. Still standing. No cops come for me. No one stops me. By the time I get back to civilization, there's no trace of what happened. No missing person reports. No news about Coldwater. Like it didn't even exist. But I know the truth. And somewhere out there, that fucking game is still going on. Waiting for the next outsider. Waiting for the next hunt to begin.